Here's what we're going to talk about today. It's a little bit of a follow-up to the video that we did. And it was about the delay mod that fixed the delay situation. If you didn't see the previous video that I made on it, I would highly recommend watching it before watching this video. And if you don't, I won't be offended. I mean, hey, who cares, right? We have some posts here that we're going to be reading from the two major developers of the mod, which is Blue Jay and I believe Blank Mauser, I believe. Yeah, that's who it is. These are the two main developers for it. So we're going to read some posts. It's going to be my first time reading them, so it's going to be some pretty raw reactions. The TLDR, I guess, of the first video was that there was a delay mod. It helped people practice online more, and some people were against it because not everyone had access to it. And, you know, you could play against somebody with the delay mod and you wouldn't have the same advantages as them because they have the mod and you don't. And it caused a little bit of a controversy, you know. A lot of people liked it, a lot of people were against it. It was a mixed bag, but I feel like more people were in support of it than not. Now, it's been out for a little bit, and unfortunately, some messed up stuff has happened to the developer Blue Jay of said mod. He got doxxed. Doxxed how? We're gonna see it right here, because we're gonna read it. Recently, a GitHub issue was opened. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what GitHub is. Was opened on the SSBU less lag repository, criticizing the use of the delay mod on Quick Play and Elite Smash. Initially, the issue read like bait, and I chose to ignore it. I do that all the time. Earlier today, however, the original poster escalated the situation by posting the LinkedIn profiles of myself and Blank Mauser. Now, LinkedIn, I'm pretty sure that's where people go to get employed. So wait, he publicly posted their LinkedIn profiles like on a public forum? Is that what I'm understanding on GitHub? Is that what that means? Forum where the code is posted and people can post bugs and other discussions about it is the forum that hosts a bunch of codes. So okay, that's really not cool that you would just put someone's like full first name, last name on the internet like that. Not that that's like really too hard to find, but posted LinkedIn profiles of myself and Blank Mauser along with other identifying information in the issue thread. Okay, well, whatever this other information is could be pretty bad. Like address is obviously very bad. I have since closed and locked the issue and removed the comment containing that information. While some of my information was publicly available, digging it up and posting it in this context crosses a line and makes me extremely uncomfortable. Because of this, I've realized that continuing to work on, host, or support these projects is not worth the impact on my personal privacy and peace of mind. That is understandable. After discussing the situation with Blank Mauser, we have decided to take down the repositories we currently host. I will also be privating all SSBU related repositories under my GitHub account. I understand. I'm assuming that just means like access to the mods. I don't know what that means. I understand that this will not prevent the distribution of binaries that have already been released. However, I ask that people do not redistribute these mods publicly going forward. I also request that users who have forked the repositories delete their forks. Where possible, I will be submitting removal requests through GitHub. The situation is extremely disappointing. I have spent a long time contributing to projects in the Smash community and have long considered it a home, but moving forward, I will be permanently distancing myself from the scene and members within it. Okay. So, I mean, that's definitely understandable, right? I mean, you do something really nice for the community, right? You fix a problem that people have complained about for a very long time, and in response, I mean, well, the initial response was, I feel like, mostly positive, and then, you know, the haters started to get a lot more vocal, and unfortunately the reality of life is that the negative will always be louder than the positive, even if they are the minority. It ends with you just getting doxxed. You and your friend, both of you got doxxed, private information of you on a public forum, and that's yeah, like exactly like he says, it's extremely disappointing. I mean, he spent a lot of years doing this as a thankless favor, quite frankly, and that's what he gets back. That's trash. It's just awful. It's terrible. So the next development of this whole drama, I guess if that's what you want to call it, was that they actually found the guy who did the doxing. Oh, I'm not reading that one out loud. Okay. Well, he's calling everyone cheaters. As I said before, listen, this is real business. You guys may say, like, sometimes when I speak, you might think I'm fucking around and I'm embellishing, but no, people are really mad about this stuff. The doxer was a bum. I mean, you don't dox because you're cool. That's for sure. You clearly need your focus in life on somewhere else if you are that mad about people using the delay mod. I don't know what has happened in your life that you are that wrongly, like, that passionate about that, but that's kind of insane. Did I just catch you having fun? He said he was going to do it. He was going to send it to Nintendo, and just because he's having a worse time on Elite Smash. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, how miserable of a person do you have to be to, like, see somebody having a good time? And, like, hardly at the cost of your own good time, too. Like, just go do you like Smash is not for you. If this is what's like causing you to just full abandon off of like Elite Smash, and like your response is to just actually like shamble somebody's life and their project, like you are just actively making life worse for like several people by doing this. And I don't know how you can like look at this from like the top down and think that you are like the good guy here, you know what I mean? Like, or like that you're doing something good. There's absolutely no self-reflection in this action. And it's very bad. And honestly, I like half kind of hate doing a video on this because I feel like I'm giving this guy the attention he wants. But hey man, YouTube guy told me to make a video on it, so here we are. Do you use the mod? No, I don't use it, but I'm not against it. How much fun was this guy having on Elite Smash before? I mean, he's not good at the game. Let's be, if I don't know who you are not good at the game. That's just how that goes. Like, there's like a 90% chance that if I don't know you. He was a high school teacher who scammed his students, by the way. Is that real, or are we slander piecing now? This was just a post from the guy who did it, and apparently this guy has been reverse doxxed. I don't think I need to tell you that that's a bad thing to do. Even if this guy is a scumbag, come on, you got to be the bigger person to some degree. It's real. Okay, so he did actually scam students. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, anyone who is first of all using language like this should not be teaching the youth is a no-brainer, realistically. Yeah, and you're stupid enough to like post this on public forums. Like, okay, genuinely, I hope that this finds his employers and, you know, the correct actions are taken. Well, they fired him? Oh, great, perfect. Justice has been served. WWW. So this one is YoungGreg. So I know this guy. I know this gamer. So we're gonna see his, I guess, statement. I don't really know what he says, but let's see what young YoungGreg has to say.
I think the new delay mod in Smash Ultimate is proof that the community will literally fight over anything. Some people in the community, I don't know how they did it, but they found a way to mod the game and give the game much better online, right? That was the first delay mod, right? But then a new like superhero cracked version of the delay mod just recently came out, and now you can basically play with someone online and it essentially feels like you're playing them in person, which is a good thing, right? No, it's actually just made things way more complicated than before. Where the problem comes in is people are using the mod in tournament against people that don't have the mod.
This is kind of a point that I missed in my previous video about how the mod interacts with people who are not using the mod. So I hope he talked about it.
Understand that you want to play with the best connection possible when you're in a tournament, and that's why all tournaments enforce a LAN adapter. But people that don't have a Switch that is moddable or don't have a modded Switch to begin with, they don't have the mod. If I don't have the means to essentially create an offline setting with my Switch because I don't have a modded Switch, or I haven't modded mine yet, even if it is moddable, then I don't think it's very fair for you to be able to. It's like a bit of a crabs in a bucket like mentality, but like it's kind of fair. And I feel like for all the people that have the mod, you could just turn the mod off, bro. The crazy part about it is the people that have the mod are essentially like, if you want to play a tournament, then you need to get a modded Switch because I'm going to use my mod. I don't care what everybody thinks, and da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, I get what he's saying, and I'm actually kind of not on, like, I don't entirely agree with what he's saying. As someone who doesn't have a modded Switch and doesn't have the mod, if I'm playing against someone who does, I don't care. Like, I understand that they are trying to get the best possible practice, and I don't see how that affects me at all. It's like also why he said crabs in a bucket, like, because I mean that's a great reference. First of all, respect for that one. I say crabs in a bucket often. Like, well, having a mod having the mod doesn't matter to me. I don't see how that affects me.
But it's like, bro, like not everybody wants to buy a modded Switch. Now, a modded Switch isn't like crazy expensive. It's like $100 to like $180. You know, it's not that crazy, right? But at the same time, what if someone just doesn't want to buy another console to play the game that they're playing on the console that they own right now? So many like brainless arguments where people are like, oh, if you don't get a modded Switch and if you don't want to get the delay mod, then you just don't care about getting better. I generally don't understand how people think that. You do know people have been getting better in practicing since before this mod came out, right? And before the first delay mod came out, right? And before the training mod pack came out, right? Like, you do realize that before everyone just modded everything, people just simply found a different way to practice. So why is it crazy to think that someone who doesn't want to spend money, again, on a Switch that they would only play Smash on, even though they play Smash on the Switch that they already have, Why is it crazy to expect that someone doesn't want to do that? And don't come in here telling me just sell the Switch that you already have. Selling your gaming console is like selling your soul, and you know that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, who the hell is selling their Switch, right? I don't know what else to add on to that. I mean, I feel like it speaks for itself. I'm not buying another Switch to mod it. I don't care that much. And if you do care that much, then you should try harder on improving on other aspects of your gameplay. If the argument is that it's unfair for like the rate at which you improve, then bro, go watch a VOD of yourself playing. Stop playing online. Like, if you want to improve, that's what you should be doing. People are still going to use the delay mod, and people are still going to pass it around like test notes. Like it's not going to go away. It's when you give like one piece of gum to somebody in like high school, and then everyone wants you to give them a piece of gum, except the gum is like infused with crack, so everyone wants it. Like, it's sick, and everyone's going to want it because it's good Wi-Fi practice, you know? Yeah, the yogurt's already in the parfait. Yeah, whatever that means, dude, I'm pretty sure we're on the same page with you saying that. I think the public opinion is probably more or less the same. I think it's everyone's just kind of shame on that one guy who doxed that one guy, and then cool that he got fired for being a scumbag. I'm sure we can all be happy about that. Is this going to happen again? Not anytime soon, but probably. Smashers get one good thing, and they just don't want it. In fact, they want to have the opposite. They want to have a worse thing. I've seen it time and time again, without getting too specific, but my faith in the Smash community is very low to do things that are good for them. That's just the way it is. Well, there you go. Tell me your opinions in the comments, and while you're down there, subscribe, like the video, all that business. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.